Welcome back already to our next series of today. It's a best of 3 between MVP, Hot6, and First Departure, our second and final best of 3 for the SEA Phase 1 matches for Day 1 of the Summit 3. I'm GoDz, joining me is WinteR. And WinteR, MVP Hot6, sporting a slightly new and different lineup here.
Yeah, they swapped over Forep and Cure. Or
Yes. Febby is up on the main team now, and I'm not sure who the 5th player is for MVP Phoenix currently.
I don't recognize the player with the name Baton. Lost as well. These two, I'm not sure who. I know Dubu from the old team.
Okay. Well, we'll see how this roster manages here. They're taking on First Departure, which is not the First Departure most people will remember or recognize. A lot of those players, Miracle, kind of the big name player, moved on to a new team in 5EVER. But right now, it's going to be Awa and Lubby, who are kind of familiar names. And are you familiar with some of these other players on the First Departure team?
From AEL.
Yeah. Okay. Some SEA pub stars, perhaps. Looking to
They
prove
were
themselves.
previously from different teams. I think. Not sure.
Okay. Well, should be an interesting match regardless. I'm curious to see how this new MVP Hot6 lineup do. A lot of experience in Q and 4. These guys have played at some big international LAN events, and while MVP Phoenix were maybe not getting the results they were hoping for or continuing to kind of improve as they would hope for, this is something which may spice things up and also will make things probably better for MVP Hot6 as a squad.
Yeah, they needed to change something. A fresh start.
Yeah. I feel like this is going to be good for both their squads in some way. So while it may not be the ideal scenario for QO and 4F kind of getting the boot or downgraded to their B squad.
Yeah, but it's all 10 Korean players now because previously this team, Hot6, they have a Malaysian and a Singaporean.
Yes, that's right. So
they actually have two Singaporeans because Musica was before playing on this team.
Yeah, and they had, what was the Roger or whatever his name was playing?
Yeah, Roger and Walnuts.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how things do now with the fully Korean lineup. I assume fully Korean, Baton and Lost, I'm not sure on.
It should be full Korean, but I can't be certain.
Yeah, maybe do some probing around later on. But right now, draft underway. It's First Departure with a tied sniper opening. Lion Clockwork picked up by the MVP Hot6 boys, and we'll see how things unravel here. Tied a hero, which I know PPD, you mentioned you kind of listened to his draft analysis. He doesn't reckon this hero is very good.
Long cooldown ultimate. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't fit a lot like the meta as good as before because he has this long cooldown ultimate, and the meta right now is like a lot of small fights here and there, like throw and axe, a lot of small skirmish around, and tight doesn't do well when you always have to dodge fights when you're tight, when your ulti is off cooldown. If you don't make use of the ultimate good enough compared to, let's say you have a tight versus an axe and the axe gets more done and the axe will give his team more compared to the tight. But I still think the hero is viable in the sense that if you get enough done when you have Ravage, then it pays off.
Yeah. It does feel like a very early tied pickup's the other thing, I guess. Like picking up right as a first pick.
I think maybe you would put him not as a first few pick material anymore, unlike before.
Yeah. Because
he's still good at,
as soon as it gets picked up, you know that it's going off lane more or less. Like there's some scenarios where maybe you safe lane solo the hero, but pretty much you know where he's going, you know exactly what your safe lane's going to be up against.
Yeah, or you put him against a melee summoning hero, which is very rare nowadays. Very, very rare.
I don't think you necessarily want him 1v1ing a Clockwork either. I mean, it's kind of like a 50-50-ish matchup. Maybe now you see the Enigma picked up, you could consider an offensive trialing to try and punish the Enigma jungle, but...
The Enigma would mean that the tide is up against one support only, so
that's good news.
I feel it's good news for him in a certain way, since he can actually get more experience of the lane, and it's much more difficult for them to actually shut him down. But at the same time, if you listen to, like you mentioned, the PD vlogs, he's talking about they like to pick Enigma because it forces the enemy team to be on the aggressive, otherwise you're taking a bad trade. I always talk about, enemy has Enigma, if you don't get something done, the Enigma gets levels, you're losing out on so much. So it puts, even though it weakens your lane at some point, but it still puts a lot of stress on the enemy team that we need to get something done, and we are all humans. When you have stress, mistakes will happen. You make a bad call and stuff like that, and you lose the game.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see how things unravel here. By the way, apparently, this is not QO drafting. This is Heen.
Huh? Isn't this cute? Okay.
So Heen has changed his name to what we're seeing now. Maybe he's not happy with QO.
He's saying QO is the god of disease, like the
10 seconds
a
remaining.
flamer or a cancer.
Yeah. So maybe not
5
thrilled with
seconds
what
remaining.
happened. Maybe it's some salt coming out.
Salt is real.
Reserve time.
But yeah, so QO is still on the MVP Phoenix squad.
So what's the lineup again? So the other team has March, QO.
Febby, Reason, and apparently K Feeney, who used to play on CS.
Oh yeah. I played a
Join
scrim
them.
against them a couple of days ago. Yeah, I remember seeing K Phoenix.
Yeah.
So this team is basically new Hin for F and Dubu the old player and two.
Yeah.
I'm not sure the other two, Peyton and Moss.
10 seconds.
So I guess
remaining.
QO will be playing like carry, and K Feeney will maybe be playing like mid or something
5
for that team.
seconds remaining.
Let me see. I can tell you. On
You,
the
yeah,
game.
you
I
play a
won't say
scrim
the-
against
I-
them.
Yeah, I won't say the heroes, but I can tell you the
Reserve
role.
Okay.
Wait, let me see. Oh, it's actually quite long. Okay, I won't be able to find it. It's quite long ago.
Okay, that's all right. That's all right. Maybe shouldn't be revealing too many of their like you say. Very respectful of you, WinteR. Not willing to not saying they're
Dire
heroes.
team ban.
Yeah, just the roles. If I remember, I think K Phoenix was playing. He was playing the safe lane carry, if I'm not mistaken.
I would expect him
Yours.
to be mid, or if not mid, then carry.
They are both very similar players, so
10
I
seconds.
Him and
wouldn't be
QO?
surprised
Yeah.
if yes,
Yeah.
they swap around.
Yeah. I guess depending on the
5
hero of the
seconds
lineup and what
remaining.
things are doing, they may swap things around. So interesting. I'll be interested to see how that lineup does moving forward.
Reserve time.
But for now, it's MVP Hot6 we're keeping an eye on.
But do you know who are these guys? The other two? Has anyone told you?
Nope. Like you say, apart from Dubu, whose name I recognize, the other ones Baton and Lost.
So we just have to refer them as Beton and Lost.
Yep. Maybe it's Light of Heaven. You know, he's gone to Korea.
Smoke of Deceit and Blink Dagger. Let's just call them that.
Yeah, they've got some interesting avatars.
So MVP is gonna have a very. They have a Juggernaut, so Juggernaut good in lane with Lion. So he's a carry that doesn't need too much babysitting, which complements the having the Enigma at the same time. So Lion wouldn't be on too much pressure on zoning the tide since Juggernaut can help him out quite a bit in the lane. And
10
first departure
seconds
will
remaining.
take out Quap. Generally does fairly well with Sniper. You can
5
close the
seconds
distance
remaining.
and kill the Sniper off, and it's a good hero to pressure the Sniper a lot in the laning phase.
Reserve time.
Yeah. Okay.
No Storm, but they still have Clockwork. Very good gap closer. to the
Yeah,
Sniper.
they're having the clock against the sniper. I feel like is enough. Like having a bit more on top, sure, why not? But it's like I don't feel like they
You
you
could always consider getting. I don't see it enough though. I
10
see some
seconds
Sniper
remaining.
players that get 4-star when they're up against Clockwork. They get the 4-star themselves instead of relying
5 seconds
on their
remaining.
teammates. It's a good item on Sniper. It gives you he needs
Anti-Mage.
mana basically.
Well,
So
the Anti-Mage
Dire
comes
team
out.
pick.
greed, fight greed with even more greed.
Curious to see what
And
MVP
Usher-
Hot6 respond to this with.
Earthshaker can help the tide a lot in the early phase against with the fissure, so he can get XP. Silencer good at zoning the Clockwork. You burn his mana, Anti-Mage burn his mana, so Clockwork has no mana. Good luck with that. And their last hero,
10
maybe a
seconds remaining.
hero that can actually deal physical damage as well.
Yeah,
apart
I
from
was
Juggernaut.
thinking
5
like a.
seconds remaining.
I mean, a
TA
TA type
maybe.
hero is good, but doesn't necessarily go well against like the sniper shrapnel.
Reserve time.
Lina maybe would be good
Mhm.
against AM, I don't know.
Jeez, that's. I mean, I guess
But
possible.
very vulnerable. Vulnerable towards the Earthshaker Sniper combination gang, so risky.
That's the one thing. Yeah, the
Safer-
Earthshaker sniper
TA
ganks are annoying.
TA would be like safer because he's harder to die, or something like a Puck. But Puck doesn't offer physical damage, and they're on dire side, so TA seems like a better option. But what else is there in the pool that deals physical damage? Damn, my brain's not working now.
I don't know. Templar Assassin's the main one that comes to mind for me.
I'm looking at the hero pool. Sec. What else am I? Is that Troll? Yeah, that's Troll.
Yeah, that's Troll. Troll Jug.
Troll Juggernaut.
Okay.
Okay, there you go.
Troll works, he's
Juggernaut.
pretty tanky. Like, he won't die to a Earthshaker sniper gank, necessarily.
Yeah,
generally.
I mean, he will still run the risk of dying. It's just that he's much more tankier,
Yeah.
but still a risk of him dying. I think.
Templar assassin.
Okay, here. I hear a pause.
Yeah, me too. I was like, why do I hear a pause? Was
Are
that
we
a-
lag?
Huh.
Is there something wrong?
Oh, they're captain DC'd. I see.
Okay, so what was the hero? It's not TA? Oh no, he actually resumed and picked TA. Okay.
Yeah. So they drafted DC'd and they pause. Okay, so you can actually pause
So-
during a draft. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, me neither. I didn't know you can actually pause during draft.
Yeah, I heard it too. I'm like, why am I hearing the ticking clock? What is going on? What is this mysterious ticking noise?
Hin is actually playing mid now. I know. Actually, no, he's still playing support. Okay, I got confused. So
Okay.
it's Foref is actually the carry of the
10
team. He's
seconds
playing the Juggernaut.
remaining.
Yeah, he would sometimes like carry with the old MVP Phoenix squad.
5
So they would mix
seconds
roles around quite a bit.
It's they have a lineup which has good synergy with getting Rosh early. They have very good team fight with Clock and Enigma. In late game fights, early game fights, I would say Tide would have the edge with this Earthshaker and Silencer. Late game, it would depend on how you actually fight with against the global silence and if he has refresher or not. If
Yeah.
you're the Enigma.
I feel like FD are very much geared towards big team fights, late game scenario like Ravage, Global Silence,
Yeah.
all these big spells, whereas MVP
It's-
Hot6 are going to want to take more like continuous engagements, fight around the Enigma mech, the Juggernaut's power of it, like Lion having a blink. They're not going to look to
Yeah.
just wait for these long cooldowns. Like,
They
sure, they've
want
got
to
Black Hole,
finish.
but
They want
Yeah.
to finish the game with the Juggernaut,
Yes.
with Aegis and Enigma pushing early with the
Yep.
healing wall and the Iron Lance. So
it doesn't even
And
feel like the
FD
Enigma's being necessarily played around the Black Hole this game. Like, the Black Hole's just like there. If you get a Black Hole, it's great, but if not, doesn't matter. You've got the mech, you've got the Eidolons, you've got the Midnight Pulse.
it's actually one of the good games where if you actually watch Puppy's Enigma, sometimes he varies in his item selection where he chooses to go for a mech and pipe and no blink, no BK. We just
Oh,
do.
you and your pipe, WinteR. Here we go. Okay.
No, I'm just talking about
Good.
the hero in general. Okay, it's fine.
And we've,
No pipe, good.
you didn't last 50. You lasted 54 seconds, and you brought up pipe, WinteR. Come on, man. Oh, you're
I'm just
killing
saying
me.
it's-
You're killing me.
I'm just saying it's an option they have.
Yeah. Sniper could go a pipe, man. That's an option that this sniper has. You should have seen my sniper pipe game that I had yesterday.
GG.
Yeah, I didn't actually, but no. It's yeah, it is a possibility. At this point, like, I don't think you need a pipe against this team though. There's not that much
Shrapnel
magic
is
damage.
annoying. It's annoying though. Shrapnel and Fisher.
Yeah.
If you're pushing,
It's
pushing
more
high
about
ground.
the slow is the more worrisome. I mean, the slow and the damage. I guess it's both. But
it deals. Let me do the math right now, real quick. 48 times 10. It's 480 damage if you are taking the whole thing. It's a lot of
but you
damage.
just gotta step out of it, you know. 4 stuff, man. 4 stuff. You're out of the shrapnel. You're good. You're Gucci.
Yeah, that's why you build the pipe. You just run up with the pipe. You hit the tower. Okay, pipe down. That's back.
Okay.
Easy. Okay, he's not gonna get a pipe this game. Just kidding.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just breaking your chops, man. Well, we'll see a ward go down early. Baton puts down the observer ward to block the pull off. He does get scouted in those 3 areas, so Monsieur Baton will maybe give him a bit of information
30
about what he was doing there.
seconds to
Sentry
battle.
wards are available for your silence. We'll introduce our 2 teams. We're gonna have Silencer. We're gonna have Fixers playing the sniper, Awa on the Anti-Mage. In the offlane, it's gonna be Lubby on the Earthshaker, and Angie gonna be the actual offlaner on the Tide. For the dire side, MVP Hot6, Dubu on the Lion, Forever on the Jug, Lost playing your TA, Enigma in the hands of Heen, and then finally it's gonna be Baton playing the Clockwork for this team.
So Enigma's gonna help the offlaner a bit. He's gonna deny a creep here for the offlaner.
This will come in handy.
very, very helpful indeed for him to get. It's like much like the fissure block. So Earthshaker's gonna fissure block the top lane. So both offlaners getting help from the teams.
And both bounty runes going the way of first departure. Tide takes a bit of damage to get it, but denies it from a TA who is rushing a bottle, so well worth it. As far as he's concerned, he's happy to trade a Tango or two to make sure he gets that bounty rune. And we'll see, as you kind of mentioned with the Enigma pick, this means there's just one support trying to zone out a Tide Hunter, which is not going to be the easiest thing to do.
Juggernaut needs to pull some weight, help the Lion out a bit with the Blade Fury.
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes you see players get 2 points in Blade Fury just to help out in these sort of situations where they need to be more assertive in the laning phase because there's only one support in the lane.
For now, Lion just trading hits a little bit here, but they're going to run out of regen awfully fast if they keep it up at this rate, but Jug looking probably for just some fast boots so he can at least have some kill potential with the combined efforts of this Lion. So Tide even brings out extra Tangos. He bought some additional Tangos to help out with this lane, recognizing it's a dual lane and that he may need some with the damage he took. Look to go in here, Blade Fury comes out here. Jug did not buy his boots, so will not be able to keep on. And that's a 120 mana expended there. Does have the magic stick, so he will be able to get some charges to continue this, but still a slightly costly engagement for MVP Hot6.
He needs to help the Lion out, so I think it's still the right thing to do. Trade some mana for Harris, but he needs to do more than that, like you mentioned. Not having the boots there, and he's going for critical. He's passive right now, so he's not going for stats, so he needs to wait. Yeah, he's going to have another spin very soon. Another 5 mana.
He gets a Bassi, doesn't get the boots just yet. That'll give him some extra good mana regen for himself as well as Lion. 2-minute rune coming out. TA going camp top.
I think it's a good change up the players right now. I've seen a lot of players, they usually, the old Juggernaut you don't have to go for Aquila, but the new Juggernaut with the changes, you just go Aquila to solve your mana problems.
I think Aquila is just really nice in general. Just like the pushing power it gives you, the mana regen, and it's so much damage in one item for just 1,000 gold. So for an Agi hero especially.
Very cost efficient.
Yeah. So we'll see how some of our other lanes are going with having kept a close eye on the Tide. Mid lane, Sniper with a CS lead over your TA. 10-4 to the 7-2 of TA. We'll see how things progress there. Down bottom, it's Clockwork, who's level 2.5. Has not got... Well, he's got a similar amount of XP so far to the Tide Hunter.
Yeah, but the Tide Hunter has... here I was expecting the Tide to have more CS than that, but he actually has the same CS as Clockwork. Which is actually really good already, I think, because Clockwork you expect to get more experience with the power cogs, but having to lane against Anti-Mage is difficult. He always burns your mana. It's not the easiest thing.
The other thing we see, the Healing Wood has been used at top lane just to help keep them healthy here. With the Bassi mana regen, or it just heals up the line every now and then, who is kind of low on tangos. And see Jug going for a kill. He maybe had to bring down the Tide. Tide playing too aggressive here, and this is going to be a kill. First blood picked up by your Jug. Is he going to go down and return? Pops the stick. Tango, not enough. Gets the first blood, and Dubu taking a bit of damage in return. I guess probably worth it for a first blood, but ends up being close to a 50-50 trade.
I think it's like 50-50 because you lose your carry, and the support got so much experience from that as well. I mean, it's 50-50 I think at the end of the day. The Tide trading his life for the Juggernaut.
Yeah. Oh, some big stacks in the jungle for this Enigma, who's not doing the best as far as Enigma jungles go. Normally you see like 4.5, 5 minutes going to be level 6.
4.5 puppy, almost very consistent. 420, 415, 423, 430, he gets level 6. Almost around that time. He's good. I think the Enigma will be fairly close to this one. If he clears this, I think he will get it.
This will get him. This is actually going to be his level 6 system. The Mud Golems give a lot of XP. Satyrs aren't bad, so this is actually... It looked like he was behind because he was still level 4, but then now he's like level 5, now he's clearing out this camp.
Yeah, he's gonna get it
by like 30 seconds almost.
He's gonna get it about as good as Puppy's timing. It's still fine for him. He still got it very quick. Level 6, 4, and... Oh, he actually didn't convert anything, so gonna stack the big camp maybe now.
This'll work. This'll work. You know, he's getting there. So, Anti-Mage at bottom, free farming away. 27 CS, 17 denies, but similar story with your Jug. So I guess the Jug did die, but he picks up his wand as well as Aquila, going for some just cheap, cost-effective items on Juggernaut
That's
for the
weird.
time being.
You see what happened? He hit the ancients, but the ancients didn't move. Only the two small ones. He was
Man,
trying. He was trying to stack.
It's this
Stack the-
Thunder Lizard is sometimes derpy, man. I don't know what it is. I've had that happen. I've seen it happen a few times before where it just doesn't. Sometimes it's when it uses its little clap spell, the slam, where it happens, but other times it just doesn't move. It's got a mind of its own sometimes. It doesn't want to be told what to do by any coder script. It's gonna do what it wants to do.
But looking at the trade-offs right now, Anti-Mage having sort of free farm, no one's in the lane, Cloudwoods has to go back to base. It's just gonna be up to when can MVP get the rush and push, and AM needs to be speed pushing while that's happening and see who gets the better trade-off along the lines of that.
Sniper going for this top rune, does see the Enigma, I believe. Actually pops the shrapnel, and we'll see TA going for this kill with some traps. Could find this, but
Radiant's middle tower
trap
is
has
under
already been
attack.
used, and Lost will be pushed back here. Fissure is available. We'll get the block. Shrapnel going to do a lot here. It should burn through the refraction. DD rune's still there. It's going to get burnt through as you see an assassinate come out, bring down the line, and now you're TA in all sorts of trouble. The Midnight Pulse will get dropped. The assassinate has its own cooldown, but they get the kill with Elbow of a Gush. 2-0 trade in the mid lane. First departure. And a nice little exchange at the top rune there. Fighting into shrapnel, just so goddamn difficult.
Yeah, that fissure was really good. He waited. Lobby made a very patient play. He was like, he could have fissured a lot earlier, but he just waited and waited to see if they're going left or right before dropping the fissure that actually blocked off the path there. That was a really good play from Roshan. Lobby.
Jug.
Patience.
Get aggressive on this Tide. Has an Omni Slash, and Angie in some trouble here. Jug holding onto it for now. And an Omni Slash,
Wow.
no
Wow.
RNG, and
There was a lot of creeps there. What was his chances?
I feel like maybe 1 in 3 or so. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't give that
That
more
was
than
a
like
very-
a 30% chance of success.
Yeah, it was a very optimistic Omni
Yeah.
Radiant's
Slash.
top tower
I
is
guess
under
it's like,
attack.
let's see what happens, you know. You roll the dice. He's not a good poker player, apparently.
And
Curse comes out.
Bruno,
pushes the blade.
Bruno would be here to say no bueno.
Yep.
No bueno.
So towards mid lane goes your Lion. Smoked up, trying to
This
get a kill on this
two
sniper.
traps. He got 2 traps here. Oh dear, should be dead.
Impale going to come out here. No TP from like an Earthshaker type hero. So there'll be a straightforward kill coming into play. Also in bottom lane, your Anti-Mage
Dire's bottom tower
still
is
getting his
under attack.
Anti-Mage on.
Money changes
And Anti-Mage, he stopped by for a power trade, so Battle Free would be around, at this rate, 12
Yeah.
minutes, I'd say 12, 13, and you know 12, 13 might be the time where Roshan just got taken by MVP. Because they have the tools to actually take it around that time. Maybe 10.
That's
11
true.
minutes.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
But it still gives him the ability to split push if MVP Hot6 go for some serious 5-man, where they try and
Yeah,
take a lot
it's
of towers.
just about catching a timing and how much you can gain when it's about inevitable where they have to give up the Roshan at some point. But it's just what you get in return that's more important for FD, especially on the AM.
I think AM will be more worried about the Lion's blink timing than like an Aegis, to be honest, because that's where he
Yeah.
has to be. When Lion
Yeah,
gets a
true.
blink,
That's-
that's when Anti-Mage has to be a
that's
lot
a
more
very good
cautious.
That's a very good point because that's the only way they can kill him. And
Yeah.
usually when you play carry, you only have to worry about when the enemy can kill you.
Yeah, I mean, there's a chance like a hook shot into a black hole could happen, but that's a much more
Yeah, so
unexpected.
sometimes you're like, okay, I took too long cooldown ultimate. It's okay, it's still not too bad.
Yeah,
or
but
something
like
like that.
a blink line with a TA or a Jug Omni slash follow up is like pretty straightforward, easy Anti-Mage kills if they ever catch him. So
Good news, you know, they have sniper, so one of the best tower defenders.
yeah. Well, now he's
There you go.
doing pretty well as far as farm goes. Uh-oh. Smoke from MVP Hot6, and they're going to run right into this Earthshaker. Who runs into who? Okay, Earthshaker didn't spot him here. Now we go in with the Impale, Battery Assault, and Lobby will go down. So just the 1 kill here. Retaliation not coming quite yet. Tide not going for Blink, is going for the Mechanism. And,
This actually suggests they want to fight because if you go for the mag means you want to do some 5-man. You will feel you are strong enough. Like they have silence and Earthshaker and shrapnel, so I think it's a call where if it pays off, it's gonna be alright. But if they lose the fight, then you're like, okay, maybe
Dire's
having mag
bottom
wasn't
tower
enough.
is under
Then you'd
attack.
rather have a blink.
It feels
But it's
risky
like
because they're going to be fighting with 4 heroes. Anti-Mage does not want to fight, and Sniper is kind of squishy. So if he ever gets caught out by a Clockwork or a Jug Omni Slash or a TA Trap, he's likely to die, and that's where I feel like it's a risky call.
I wouldn't say it's a totally entirely risky call, because if you talk about, okay, if I have a blink, I'm fighting 4v5. Maybe you lose the fight because you didn't have a mag or something. You didn't need to blink Ravage or stuff like that. You mag, you save someone, and someone gets a spell off, and you win the team fight. You know, it's not like 100% you would lose the fight because you didn't have a blink. You know, things are sometimes different, so it's hard to 100% call that. Oh, you probably should have gotten a blink or stuff like that.
Okay, so a bit of SCA server lag coming into play.
No, it's your beast. Remember, just now we were counting the time.
Yeah.
This is about.
You beast the clock. Is that what's going on?
Yeah, beast.
Yep.
I have 12% packet loss.
No, I think it's ended now, but it did happen.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while before the lag goes away. Like maybe a few 10, 15 minutes. Oh dear. Not sure if they're gonna pause for the whole duration of it. But it's pretty bad.
Your base is now ended, so hopefully it should be quietening down.
I have 12% packet loss.
Wow. Okay. Your Beast Dota. Have you been playing Your Beast WinteR?
Yeah, I got a couple of items.
Yeah.
Hunting Your Beast with Mr. Mushi.
Ah, dude, that was me with Merlini. He kept carrying me. He just carries me every time I play Your Beast. It's great.
You just need to farm the points and you win.
I won a game where I didn't even use my points. Like the first game I just didn't know how I just used them all the wrong way. The second time I just was too busy. I was playing Pudge hooking people, so I just didn't use my points either. And both times Merlini just carried. So it was great fun.
Yesterday I played with someone, they had like 15,000 points. It was ridiculous.
Jeez.
But they still lost.
15,000? Okay.
Yeah, they upgraded level 3 beats and they had so many other spells. Like we counted the points. Like you need 10,000 points for level 3 beats and 5,000 for the level 2. So in total you need 15k.
Yeah, to get the level 3 one. Yeah, a lot of people seem to have the level 3 one though when I play. There's always like a couple level 3 ones with these damn refresher Zeuses and stuff, and
they have the reincarnation as well, the new one.
That stuff's just crazy. Can't keep track of it all.
Okay, there's still packet loss, so we're probably gonna be paused for quite some time. What's the plan? It's gonna stop until the event is over. It's not, otherwise it's just gonna be there.
Yeah, well, we'll see if they maybe give things a shot here, as I guess from outside. Ping 200, but I don't know, that's normal. We're an SEA server from LA, but seems to be doing...
You have 200 ping from LA?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Want to pub sometime, WinteR? Let's pub sometime. Let's go pub right now. Who needs to cast this game? No. Dude, I'll come play Asian In-House League with you, whatever it is.
Yeah, AEL.
Is it as good as NEL? Do you miss your NEL or?
It's okay so far, but now there's a lot. They've been giving a lot of 1 week trials on a lot of new players, so there's a lot of players. Like I think it's too many players right now, but they're gonna cut it down next week or sometime soon. Yeah. I mean, they're gonna choose whoever they wanna keep. Yeah. I think it's around you wanna have like 150 players around there. There's like 400 over players right now.
I think like NEL works. Like they have NEL actually has quite a lot of players. Like because I think to get vouch you just have to have like 5k or like 5.2k MMR, and obviously has a largish number of people with that.
Yeah, but the MMR doesn't mean that you're gonna.
Yes. There's different ways you can get MMR.
Yeah, there's still a lot of people that they came into the league and they had no clue about how to play in a team game, and they like that's not even the biggest thing. Like they raged in a game, and yesterday there was like a few complaints where people just like, oh, the draft is bad. He just left the game. It's like what's going on?
Yeah. The thing where it's good with NEL, it's like for like the big players like the Arteezes and stuff who play there, they'll just join games when it's with people they know. They're not going to join a game with 9 random people who they don't know. And
yeah, you go for the challenge option.
Yeah. Well, even if they're not doing challenges, they'll only like sign up for a game if it's like 5 or 6 of other pro players or people they actually are familiar with.
Yeah, otherwise it becomes like the normal rank, maybe slightly better. That's all.
Yeah. Like at that point, if
Yeah,
they're playing with no one they know,
so
they may as well just play ranked matchmaking.
So far, my experience was there were a lot of more positive experience than negative ones. So
Okay.
I'm grateful towards what Raves did. That's about it.
Okay,
It's
so
nice.
they're fixing their what the fast things. That's good to know. And hopefully should be getting things underway fairly soon here. As
I'm not sure it's what the fast problem is. Just earpiece.
oh, then that was what I think that's what we're waiting on. That's what 4F said in chat. I guess just to set up their ping reduction. So yeah, we'll see how things unravel here. This game opening pretty even. Neither team really seems to have a major lead by any means. MVP Hot6 with a bit of an XP and gold lead, and do have potential to pull away with Roshan with some snowball, but hey, it's Anti-Mage Dota.
He's gonna take the fun out of the game.
Yes, that is the plan from Mr. Awa. For now, though, we'll see what MVP Hot6 have to say. Unfortunately, they're not going to be able to say much unless they can get back into this game to get things rolling, but not too bad. It's alright. I got you to keep me company, WinteR. You and a can of Red Bull, that's all I need.
Me and a can of Red Bull, that does not sound pleasant.
Doesn't sound like a good time.
No. Sounded like a kinky time.
Yeah, I know. You and a can of Red Bull, WinteR. What are we doing with that Red Bull can? Oh man. I need to go back to reading Harry Potter during long pauses. Back during the DDoS era. Just pull up my Harry Potter books and read away. And then, well, unfortunately now that, like, well, it won't get muted automatically, but Twitch are cracking down on their copyright stuff, so we may get BTS in trouble for that. We'll see.
Stay away from trouble, Parker.
I always stay away from trouble. Shoot me, please, says Anti-Mage. He's already lost all his fun. Oh, he said to play Anti-Mage for 10 minutes.
It's 1-0, right? Actually, right now because they got default loss. Am I correct?
No, it was not 1-0. They were MVP made it on time.
But they had like some penalty.
There was going to be penalty time. I think there was a bit of confusion because the admin group where MVP Hot6 had their captain's no longer on the team. So the confusion was that their new captain / I mean, I don't think they have like a direct manager, wasn't actually given the password directly, but at the same time, MVP Hot6, I don't know if they communicated exactly to the admins who their new captain was and who'd actually pass the password on to. So there was some confusion. I think the end result was that we just played with regularly.
Okay, good to know.
I don't know. I wasn't following it all. We got Andre for that, the hardest working admin in the Dota scene. Every tournament out there, it's like admin by this guy. I don't know. I'm pretty sure he's a robot.
The ping is actually getting better. The packet loss getting less, so should be good to go.
Yeah, I got none. I think we're just waiting on the reconnect.
You have no packet loss at all?
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense.
Well, I'm good at holding on to my packets.
Why would someone 10,000 miles away have no packet loss and me near to the server have packet loss? Man, that's
You just got to get on my internet game.
You probably have a better internet.
Maybe.
Okay, 5% packet loss, we're good to go.
Alright, looks like they're ready to go. Go, that's the call. Alright, back underway. 10 minutes into game 1 of a best of 3 here in the SEA division. of the Summit 3, and looks like Anti-Mage about to secure himself his first tower of the game.
Dire's structures are
There's
fortified.
defense nearby in the form of the Clockwork,
Dire's
but
bottom tower is
possibly
under
not going to be able to get here in time. Actually, yeah, he'll be in here in time to stall and defend this one.
They need to be very careful when they take out this ancient stack though. Make sure that they have all the ultimates up from. I think the main thing is the silencer plus the tide. If they have both the ultimates from these two heroes, they can safely take the ancient stack. Otherwise, it'll be dangerous.
Yeah, they've got to be wary of the fact that TA is going to have traps there to scout it out and look to potentially punish it. Clockwork, Hookshot, Jug, Omni Slash, all these spells very good around that area. And TA actually going to, with a DD rune, thinks about it, decides against it.
Probably use the DD to rush, I guess.
If they get an Aegis, they can definitely contest that. Omni Slash coming in
Sniper.
mid lane. Forev in trouble. This trap going to slow him down as well. Blade Fury will finish off your sniper. Bottom lane, Anti-Mage does manage to bring down that T1 tower, but it's a nice pick-off in the mid lane for MVP Hot6. Oh, sniper.
They can take this. They can take this tower and have a lot of good map control for the Rosh. Very safe for Rosh after this.
Juggernaut. Looks like he's going
missed
to get
the
away from their hookshot. Yeah, off the mark. He's still going to come in with the cogs and battery assault. Pushes the silencer back there. Probably not what he was looking for. Ravage now unleashed. As the TA in over his head. He's going to be brought down underneath the tier 1 tower, and it looks like the rest of MVP Hot6 will get out of there. Was a Ravage cooldown used? But still, missed hookshot, and TA just kind of overextending there.
That's why I felt that the Rosh is a safer option. With the DD on time, DD on TA and your Black Hole. Not sure though. Probably safer. They can do it very quick with the Juggernaut and TA.
Anti-Mage even showing up to ensure that fight went okay. Which is not a bad idea. He has maxed out the mana break and not going for the heavy. Has gone for 0 points in stats, in fact. Just blink, as well as mana break, and does have a bit more fight and actual, I guess, man-fighting potential with this build.
It slows down his farm by having stats. That's the thing.
And even making
It's
him
not-
like squishier to things like the Omni Slash, but
Yeah, and he's vulnerable, more vulnerable towards the Lion burst and TA burst as well.
Yep.
It's a risky build.
yeah, I feel it's very, very risky.
Sometimes it's
Lion-
about one Dubu. Dubu in trouble. They need one more spell, Sharpener or Fissure.
Fissure and 5. Dubu? Is he gonna be
He's
okay?
gonna chase for the kill.
Yeah.
He's gonna chase.
He's gonna have to throw it blind. Ooh, throws it the wrong way. Didn't have the vision. Actually, Radiant Ward would have maybe spotted him in a
Clockwork.
second.
Power has Invis, he's gonna get the sniper.
Oh dear. Battery assault.
Oh!
Put that one on your fails of the week, Dota Cinema. That is not what Clockwork had in mind. He's now going to maybe pay the price here. Another shrapnel is available, and uh-oh. Baton says, well, here you go. Take the bat and Clockwork. I'm throwing this one away. That was some serious misplay coming out from Clock there.
Oh dear, they lost a fight when Ravage was down. That is absolutely bad news.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, that was... sometimes things go wrong. That was a perfect time of...
You have to use the
Displays.
quote, shit happens,
Yeah.
and just move
The
on.
chat will. Mistakes were made, I think is what Clockwork is pulling out there. Multiple TPs mid lane. Tide Ravage, though, coming up in 5 seconds. He did TP bottom, though, so no Tide for this fight. Should a fight break out. No Global as well, and...
Radiant's bottom tower
Uh-oh.
is under attack.
Anti-Mage trying to share the Omni Slash damage. They split it pretty nicely between all three. Clockwork... Oh, sorry, not Clockwork. Sniper gets away from the Omni Slash and Blade
Radiant's
Fury.
middle tower
Oh, the Rocket
Oh, the
Flash finds
rocket.
him now.
He redeemed himself.
Down, redeemed himself. That's a bit of a... I mean, that was a kill I feel Jug should have had anyways, but nicely split by first departure, splitting the damage between 3 heroes.
They're gonna go for Rush right now, but Tide Hunter has
Radiant's
Ravage.
middle tower is
Up.
under attack.
Snipers up in 25. I think they have enough time. Probably. Oh, they're still not going to go for it.
And lingering around a bit too much here, not really being all too efficient.
They're not very, what's the word for it? They're not,
Dire's top tower is
they didn't
under
make the
attack.
decision
They're not very
quickly, did they?
decisive.
Yeah, decisive. Damn, that was the word I was looking for.
They lack
They were not-
conviction right now, and they just gotta...
They need
commit to something.
they need someone like Xiao It. Guys, let's go right now.
Yep.
Just back, stop whatever you're doing. We're
It
doing
is a
this,
new
we're
team,
doing much.
and like Heen is suddenly like he was the drafter, and I imagine captain for this team, so leading a kind of a new bunch of players, and probably haven't quite got that confidence and just stable footing just yet for this team.
Yeah, it takes quite some time. For you to
Yeah.
do that.
Oh. See what the next move's going to be here is first departure, get the Battle Fury up on their Anti-Mage, so probably happy to not even take fights at this point. He has to be a little bit wary of when Lion finishes a blink, but Dubu very far away from any kind of blink timing. Ancients are being stolen. Uh-oh. Sound the alarms, but first departure did not install home security. Completely unawares right now. They lose.
Are they gonna leave like a small creep there? Just
Oh, they even let it respawn. What nice guys. Actually, no, they're going to farm it again. Ancients have been claimed.
Okay, this is actually still a good objective done. But they did this all while Ravage is up. Usually it doesn't
Now
happen.
they're pinging Roshan. Now Lion's like, hey guys, how about we get ourselves an Aegis? Global Silence and Tide Ravage. At the same time, Anti-Mage is up top, and he's going to be split pushing and pressing the tier 1, so may just see that tier 1 top tower for a Roshan kind of trade happen.
Wow. Oh my god, he almost died there.
Ooh.
He just wanted to burn the Juggernaut's mana and he actually almost died. If there was another crit.
Okay.
They're so weak without the stats.
Yeah, it's very, very true. His HP pool is just non-existent right now. It feels this is, I mean, getting at least a couple points in stats. You don't have to go like full like 5 or 6 points in stats, but even just 2 or 3, and having like 1 or 2 less points in mana break, having 1 less point in
3.
blink.
3 is actually fine. Yeah, 3 or 4
Yeah.
usually. If he actually died there, then it would be really bad.
Jane's gonna walk into the Juggernaut again. And you hear what he can do as far as split push goes, and we'll see Enigma now making his way towards his top lane. Heen has not really kept up that well as far as farm goes. Only seeing under 5k net worth currently. Got his
Have you
mech
seen
and
him?
hasn't really done much on this
Has he
Enigma.
used it? Probably not, right?
No black holes. I haven't even seen that much out of the mech here. Like the fights they were taking it. I guess the mid fight kind of went wrong for other reasons. The one fight where they tried to fight around the mech, the Clockwork kind of fumbled on, but I'm not going to commit to the Clockwork kill at top rune. Let's see what the
Radiant's top tower
MVP
is
Hot
under
6 move
attack.
is going to be. Still not going into that Roshan pit. Silence are getting down some aggressive wards around the Roshan pit. Enigma's actually just going to be split pushing up top lane.
Radiant's
Currently
top
alone
tower
up here
is
for the
under
most part.
attack.
Has friends nearby, but they're not in lane here.
Dire's middle tower
Again,
is under
MVP Hot 6 farming the Radiant Ancients more than their own Ancients.
This is still really good for FD. MVP with their lineup should have been able to secure more lap control and
Radiant's
advantage.
tower is under
But
attack.
instead it's more or less even against Anti-Mage right now.
Yep. They didn't get Roshan. They didn't really get map control. Haven't been able to find too many good kills, or it feels like a lot of these heroes are just a bit lacking purpose right now. The Enigma being one of them, but even not just Enigma, like your TAs.
Yeah, you know the important part of like when you have Enigma, you need to get objectives done every time you have Black Hole. And they're not getting anything done. Like even if you don't use it, it's not a big deal. It's just you have to get something done. Get a rush, get an important kill, or get towers.
Oh.
They are way too scared though. I feel if the Tide doesn't have Blink, they don't have to be so scared of fighting a rush.
Yeah, it's just your vision. You see him coming in, you can reposition. You're not going to get caught up by the surprise factor of the blink ravage from afar. So we'll see what they're going to do here. Forev going very defensive with his items. Goes into an Ogre Club after his Sound
and not
Yasha.
Not to mention the AM when you talk about stats, he's taking his spell shield.
Wow.
There's only one hero that actually is Lion only. That's about it.
Well, surprising, I would say. But
Not very useful.
for now, it's been okay. Like they haven't actually pressured the Anti-Mage. The Lion hasn't been able to really farm a Blink Dagger. This Lion's still playing that hard support, and that's where I feel not having a Blink on this Lion is going to really kind of hurt MVP Hot 6. Anti-Mage just blinks it on Lion. He doesn't have mana for an Impale now. Just the Hex was all he had, but Anti-Mage will blink back defensively. Could have maybe stayed around and committed to that one, but...
There's no vision though, so he was afraid.
Well, you know, he had the observer ward above Roshan.
Oh yeah, they had the observer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had the observer ward. But he saw the TA trap. I guess he was like, you couldn't see all the way to the tower, so he didn't know the TA was in the replay instead of in the tower. Top lane.
Worried about like a black hole or
Slash.
something. Whoa. That happened
See you,
fast.
bro.
My hand.
For have done well. Like his farm this game has been on point. The LVC stealing all those ancients was a big part of that, but he is currently the top farmer and by a pretty good margin. Out farming at Anti-Mage with a Battle Fury. Definitely a pretty strong feat, although as we kind of mentioned, the no stats Anti-Mage not quite as much of a power farmer, but still amazing farm nonetheless for a Juggernaut.
He's gonna build into... interesting, a BKB.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very defensive, it feels like that.
It's actually okay against the Ravage. Yeah, I think it's fine.
There's also global silence, so if you get global, you want to get out of that. I guess Manta
usually you
can do the
get
same thing.
usually you get Manta for that, but this game, I guess the main reason is the Ravage. Plus, you don't want to be Blade Furying all the time because you can't attack. So you just get BKB. Oh, Sniper's dead. See you.
Hook shot from downtown. Baton sets up one more, and with help of the TA, they'll get one kill. That's with the Aegis in hand, so they're going to now look to start taking some objectives, which I feel like they could have taken a while ago, but better late than never, as they'll take a tier 1 bottom tower in exchange for the top tier 1, where Anti-Mage picks up himself some more money. He's getting very close to a completed Manta style now. Just a couple hundred away, and we'll be set. Jug level 16 has the level 3 Omni Slash, and sticking around this top lane. He's got to be very careful. He does not have the Aegis, and there's a Blink Ravage here.
They're gonna Blink Ravage him.
I think that may be the plan. They're going to fissure from afar. There's your Ravage. Anti-Mage goes in next. Well, Silence gets used. They're not going to be able to kill him down right off the bat. They could Blink and Mana Void him. Anti-Mage goes in. Will get the dunk. Here comes Enigma. No mana for a Black Hole, and really the target he could have easily Black Hole. Clockwork's gone in with a Blade Mail, and uh-oh, Baton will pay the price. Another kill going the way of first departure. MVP Hot6 just kind of crumbling here more than anything. Get a Radiant Courier kill. Looks like the TA finding that one in the jungle. Didn't actually have any items on it. Another tower goes the way of Anti-Mage, who not only completes a Manta style, but gets 1,400 gold on top of that.
And you know one more thing, I just realized that Enigma went for Midas after the Mac and Soaring.
Oh,
With this lineup, this is like, if you're gearing for late game against the Anti-Mage and Sniper, good luck with that. It's gonna be very hard.
I feel like Midas on Enigma is just one of those items, it never, like, I just don't see when it's really ever that good. Like, you farm so well without it.
Sometimes it's good if you can actually, you have an advantage and you just increase your advantage, but they don't really have advantage right now. They're behind. And if you're, and their lineup is not designed to be losing.
I feel like the best way to increase an advantage is always just like pressuring towers, like with your fast mech, whatever it may be.
Fast mech and a blink or BKB. Like in this game, I think BKB without blink. You just need mech BKB. So you can actually get a Black Hole off.
Well, we'll see first departure. Pull Anti-Mage ahead of the Juggernaut now on total farm. Sniper doing okay. He's kind of been dying a lot these last few fights. He is 5 of the 7 deaths.
He's not important anymore. He's not important anymore. He's just basically the base defender with the Shrapnel and finish people off with Assassin, and maybe when the Enigma gets a BKB, you can cancel his Black Hole with Assassin if you're lucky. Get the times right, but I don't think he'll be able to do a lot of damage because Clock and Juggernaut TA, these 3 heroes will just kill him very easily. Like,
it definitely feels that way. So
he doesn't have any defensive items like Blink or Force, so he's an easy target.
This game still is an MVP Hot6 lead as far as the graphs go. 3,000 net worth and even more in the experience department. They are definitely spreading the wealth a bit better. The Enigma's kind of doing a bit better now, up to 9k net worth. Your TA's at 8k. Clockwork at 6.5, so FD much more hard done by as far as their supports go.
A Shaker 4000 and Sansa is He's building a 4-star on the silencer, good against the clockwork obviously, and Tide is also building another 4-star, so they'll have actually 2 in at the end of the day. Maybe even 3 from the Earthshaker if he wants to go for that. Really important against clockwork and TA.
Yeah, and TA and Jug both being kind of melee carries can get kited around to some extent, so that's where it will be kind of nifty to have these items. See, first departure, just kind of settle into their groove here, get into like farming patterns, and kind of gear towards the late game. It seems. Get these 4-staffs up, and even from there, like keep on farming, get your Tide Refresher going, get your Anti-Mage another big item, and around the time Anti-Mage gets like 4 big items, maybe a 5th, that's when they can really start taking some big fights. But for now, I think they're quite happy just to keep on playing this slow-paced battle of farm and just enter a late game scenario.
Yeah, they want to split push with the AM and go into late game in 6 slot. They want to have 6 slot Anti-Mage versus 6 slot whatever you have, and Anti-Mage is going to be harder to deal with.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to
ideally
drop
for them,
solo
Anti-Mage gets 6 slots, and then your MVP Hot6 carries only has like 4, maybe 5.
Yeah, and they look to end the game there. With that.
Tied at bottom lane, that's an Omni Slash. Bring him down. Yep, just barely, and the Silencer gets caught out as well from behind. The BKB Jug's going to keep on charging. Decides against further chase.
The Jug is carrying them.
Yeah. 4Ev playing very, very well here. He'll get himself a tier 2 tower. Still 30 seconds on your Tide. They did expire the Aegis here, so no more Aegis of the Immortal for your MVP.
They probably didn't know. They probably didn't realize he had the Blink Dagger. So they actually got caught there.
Shrapnel, you kind of mentioned the base defense sniper is the plan right now. Is Jug just gonna blink himself away to continue farming?
Sniper gets his Ghost Scepter after the ultimate out.
Oh wow, that's
Screw
very defensive.
Yeah, otherwise what can he do? Blink into Omni Slash and he doesn't have anything to get away with.
And you kind of mentioned, yeah, the Ghost Scepter, even like the 4-staff as a possibility, but his team are making up for it by going for 4-staffs themselves. So first departure, going to smoke up, look, take a fight. They know Omni Slash is on cooldown for another 35 seconds, and thinking they can at least use this Blink Ravage to some good effect here in the mid game. 28 minutes in, and we have not seen too many amazing team fights. Silencer just walks into no man's land. Nice play, Fury. Ravage completely airballs here. Even going to use the BKB as Jug comes out. Does get Silence up, but he's just going to right-click through this. Oh dear, it's a disaster here. Sniper going to get 1 kill, maybe a 2nd kill, but trades for it with his life. Anti-Mage on the run. Enigma popped his BKB. Has a black hole available should Anti-Mage come back in, but fortunately could not find the ulti he was looking for on Heen's Enigma. 4Ev now, Omni Slash back up, but somewhat mana depleted, unfortunately, for him.
We still haven't seen a single black hole yet, but yeah, not needed there. I think he just needs to use at some point after the silence and just black hole the Anti-Mage. It's just the only hero that he needs to black hole. Oh no, it's in trouble.
Yeah, okay. Heen has definitely been a bit off his game today, it feels like. Caught out there and brought down this Anti-Mage. Now up to 4k gold, could be picking up his complete Abyssal Blade, and that's going to give him maybe some option to actually straight up fight this Juggernaut in a man fight. His pick-off potential now skyrockets.
He can actually kill, yeah. He can definitely kill the Juggernaut first now. But Juggernaut, when Juggernaut has his Abyssal too, it will be still. It's possible for both carries to kill each other. It's gonna come down to the silence and stuff like that. I still think the Anti-Mage will be a lot better in the long run if this continues at this pace. It
does feel that way, and the Jug is gonna be somewhat slot limited in that he's got the Blink, he's got the Mask of Madness, he's got these kind of smaller items there which ultimately he can replace, but they do offer, like the Blink is kind of really nice here. Oh, Dubu gonna walk into an Anti-Mage. Who walks into who? He gets the Hex off. There's gonna be an Impale to follow. Oh, he Impales a bit late. That could have been Impale Omni Slash in the kill, I think. Maybe got slightly fogged there in those trees.
That was a missed opportunity there.
That would have been a big kill. Right as the Anti-Mage picks up his Abyssal Blade. Does have buyback almost. Actually was short a couple hundred.
Yeah, they kill him there and they get Roshan.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And Anti-Mage.
That was a big kill that I missed.
You see the Anti-Mage here at bottom lane with the Dire Observer on the hill, and Lion is coming down here, has a blink available. Where's that Juggernaut? It's going to be a TA nearby. So, a blink TA to follow up the blink Lion. And they will scout out Roshan, so they have the trap in there as well. Seems the plan maybe. Oh, there's your Abyssal Blade. Anti-Mage says, hello, Dubu. Brings him down with ease. He'll send some illusions into the pit, I believe, and confirm. What he probably already knows is that Roshan is still alive. It's being pinged out, and yep, there we go. They see Jug actually blink in. Roshan gets the bash and the clap. Anti-Mage illusions burning mana, and suddenly no mana for an Omni Slash. Uh-oh, Forever in trouble, going to BKB. Look to make his way out of that one. Enigma just puts down the Midnight Pulse to be on the safe side, but Anti-Mage feeling very confident, blinks forward and just scaring away MVP Hot6 heroes. I think realizing that Jug is okay, just got mana for an Omni Slash now. I think the Clockwork using his bottle to heal back up the Jug, and that Omni Slash is going to be crucial for this fight.
Is he gonna blink in and just do the rush?
That seems so risky right now.
The enemy doesn't know though. They don't have much vision around here.
At the same time, MVP Hot6 also somewhat limited. They have the vision on their side, but they don't have vision down in the river and around the Radiant jungle. They'll poke up and get vision just using heroes the old-fashioned way.
The Clockwork has to go for the silencer so that they can actually get a black hole off.
Yeah.
Whoa, that was close. It's got the silencer.
Omni Slash gonna get the Tide though. The Tide gets out of it. Ravage catches out 3. Huge Ravage. They'll bring down 4 on the Juggernaut. Kills the silencer, but damage has been done. TA gets 1. BK beat up, looking to bring down 4. Bring down Angie here in the backlines. The Gush comes out, not gonna be enough, but it's Anti-Mage doing some big damage here. He wants more. He wants this TA. TA goes into Mel, but there's a Sentry Ward waiting for him.
He dropped the Abyssal Blade.
Mystery.
What?
Dire's
He dropped the Abyssal Blade on the ground to pick up the gem. Oh my god.
Wow.
He almost lost the... He wanted to drop the Culling Blade.
TA
Oh my
somehow
god.
turned around and got that one. That would have been quite the faux pas.
Even if he died, if he picked up the Abyssal, it's like, oh, son.
Yep. Go into the Roshan pit, the gem on the sniper, and
Dire's bottom
ages to be
tower is
claimed
under
here.
attack.
Probably for your Anti-Mage. It looks like MVP Hot6 in trouble here. Unable to find an Enigma Black Hole in these fights, and
Roshan
unable to
has
deal with this
fallen
Anti-Mage in
Sniper
any
takes
shape or
the
form.
ages. Sniper takes the ages, okay.
This Anti-Mage considering himself somewhat invincible. Be it.
But you can
Cockiness
play
or-
very aggressive with the ages. You can go for kills like on the Juggernaut or the TA.
Well, he's
Go
going to have a Heart of
for-
Trash soon, which will boost up his HP a lot, so that's going to give him some reassurance that he could survive something like an Omni Slash.
I think if he gets caught, he's still gonna die though,
Yeah.
by the platform. Like,
Yeah, Black Hole or a Hex Omni Slash into Impale. There are options available.
you could see the idea was there though. The Clockwork tried to get the silencer. It would be really good if they got the hook on the silencer there, and the Enigma would have. I think he probably would have gotten his Black Hole, forced the silencer to drop his ulti or something like that, and Black Hole would be. They can't cancel Black Hole after that.
Well, for MVP Hot6, they need to kind of get their team fight coordination down in good time. Otherwise, they're in some trouble here. Even though they've still got this net worth lead, the experience is mostly gone, and the net worth lead feels like it's not really helping them all too much here. Sniper's picked up a Skadi now, so he tanks up even further. Add some attack speed slow just to help deal with the, or movement speed slow as well to help deal with the TA and the Juggernaut in these fights. If you can get that Skadi onto them.
It's still gonna be on how can they kill the air. If they can kill him, I don't think the sniper will be much of a problem. He doesn't do so much in the fights with this sort of items. And he's very vulnerable at the same time. So the primary focus will still be you wanna just drop the solo black hole on the Anti-Mage and just make sure you kill him.
Yeah.
Ideally they wanna get the Clockwork to hook the silencer, force the global, and then the global wears off. You BKB, the global is pop, you pop BKB and you just black hole the silence, black hole the Anti-Mage. So You try to kill the anti-mage that way. Otherwise, you can't kill the anti-mage. I don't think they can kill the anti-mage without casting Black Hole. It's difficult for Lion to knock them down easily. It's not so easy.
Enigma's just having such a rough time like getting off, and even with the silence of dead, he's not like kind of struggling to get in there. This is the first fight where he has a blink dagger as well. Last fight I don't think he had this blink in. See what he can make do with this. He has to wait for the global or for Silencer to be dead and locked down. Tide just blinking and aggressively trying to force out spells or scare away MVP Hot 6, and the tier 2 tower does get claimed by the sniper. No defense inside here. Blink forward by your Anti-Mage, and he's kind of posturing right now as he sees the rocket flare from above. He's gonna walk into that one. Blinks past, finds the clockwork. Hello. Midnight Pulse is there. Hook shot back, and I think Baton should just die here. He's got no 4-staff away. Won't fight into the Blade Mail just yet. Meanwhile, off to the side, Anti-Mage goes in, finds 4 with the Abyssal Blade, then the Tide Ravage. Down goes your Jug. Lost in trouble as well, and the TA taking heavy damage. Gonna BK BTP, but no siree. Sniper brings him down inside, and Buyback's gonna have to start rolling out here. Should MVP Hot 6 want to hold this? They've got that Blink Black Hole, and now is the time to go for it. Global's still available, and Silencer just sits back saying, don't worry, guys. Global is on the ready. Sledge comes in, will bring down your Tide Hunter to start things off here. Anti-Mage taking a bit of damage at the backline. Silencer is going to be very careful and well-timed with this Global Silence, but he's just waiting for the Black Hole. Black Hole goes, Global Silence countered. Lubby was there as well, and Anti-Mage just going to go ham in the paint here. Brings down the Jug for a second time. TA looking to find a way out of this one, but he's going to go down, and that looks like just GG. As FD take game 1 of this best-of-3 series. MVP Hot 6 putting up a decent fight. Had the gold lead for pretty much the entire game, but never seemed to have a really big strategical lead, and the coordination just wasn't really there.
They weren't really coordinated. They missed out a lot of time. I mean, the more important is the timing, the early game timing windows of their draft though. They need to get the Aegis and secure map control with that. The Anti-Mage just got too much out of the map without MVPs securing some sort of advantage though. That was the problem.
Well,
I think Enigma got one Black Hole the whole game. I think I counted 1 and it got cancelled by Silence. That's about
that was that one at the end there, and that was just. I mean, I feel like the Black Hole shouldn't be something you have to rely on, but like you say, all the timings before then were off. They didn't take Roshan when they could. They didn't.
It's not even the Black Hole. They didn't use Enigma to push and get objectives. Like get Roshan with the summons and push towers with it early on. It's just the hero sometimes is not about the Black Hole. Like this game, they needed to secure advantage for the team with that hero, but they didn't do so, and they got punished by the team fights. Tide, Silencer, Earthshaker, and Anti-Mage just got too pumped.
Well, that's game 1 in the bag. We're going to go to a break. When we come back, game 2 of First Departure versus MVP Hot 6 in the Summit 3 SEA qualifiers with GoDz and WinteR will continue.